mynews.studio.
A century-old timberland, once stripped of its trees and stories, is finally back in the hands of the Yurok tribe. But what does that actually mean for California's environment and for indigenous communities more broadly?
Today is June 12th, 2025. Let's get right to it. The Yurok tribe has just reclaimed 47,097 acres along the lower Klamath River. That's the largest land back deal in California's history, about 3 times the size of Manhattan. But why is this significant beyond just the numbers?
For the Yurok, this land is much more than acreage. It's their ancestral home. They lost most of it during the Gold Rush era. For nearly a century, timber companies managed it. First, Simpson Logging, then Green Diamond. The tribe spent 23 years working to get it back. Now it's called the Blue Creek Salmon Sanctuary and Yurok Tribal Community Forest. What's really notable is both the scale and the process. This wasn't just a transfer, but a long-term collaboration with Western Rivers Conservancy. The funding came from grants, philanthropy, carbon credits, and tax credits.
Just the last phase involved nearly 15,000 acres, and the entire project cost $56 million. How did the tribe and their partners actually piece together that funding? Is this something other tribes might be able to replicate?
It's a combination of public and private money. There are grants from both federal and state sources, plus private philanthropy. But there's also a newer piece, carbon credit sales, which let the tribe generate income by preserving forest carbon. That's pretty rare. And then federal tax credits. All of this makes it clear it's not just about buying land. It's about making restoration and conservation financially workable.
And when it comes to actually managing the land, timber companies were focused on logging and monoculture. How will the Yurok's strategy differ?
It's a complete shift. The tribe plans to use traditional stewardship methods, controlled burns to lower wildfire risk, restoring prairies, removing invasive species, and planting native trees. These practices come from Yurok knowledge and have been used for thousands of years.
So they're focusing on bringing back ecological health and culture rather than just extracting resources.
Exactly. It's about restoration and cultural revival together, not just what can be taken from the land.
The land includes the entire lower Blue Creek watershed, plus 25 miles of the Klamath River's eastern bank. That's key habitat for salmon, especially Chinook and coho. Salmon are central to Yurok culture and diet. How will this impact salmon populations and the broader ecosystem?
By protecting the watershed, salmon runs should become healthier. That benefits not only the tribe, but the whole Klamath fishery. The area will serve as a sanctuary, supporting species survival and ecological balance. The tribe's restoration work, like improving spawning grounds, could have wider effects for regional biodiversity.
And what about for the Yurok community itself? Does this create jobs or new economic opportunities?
It does. Restoration and stewardship efforts mean jobs for many of the tribe's 5,000 members. That includes fieldwork, ecological monitoring, and cultural programs. The goal is to build a sustainable local economy that also reflects their values.
There's also the broader land back movement, returning land to indigenous stewardship. Does this deal set a precedent for other tribes, here or even internationally?
People are already watching this as a model. The Yurok combined long-held knowledge with modern conservation and creative funding. Other tribes and conservation groups are definitely taking note. Is it possible we'll see more projects like this? Maybe, especially as more governments look for ways to address colonial history and support indigenous rights.
So, this isn't just a California story. It's about the intersection of indigenous rights, environmental protection, and restorative justice, with implications that could reach far beyond the region. Can this model help reconcile the past while building new partnerships for the future?
That's the core question. If the Yurok can restore both their land and the local ecosystem and spark similar efforts elsewhere, it could reshape how we approach conservation and justice worldwide.
Today, we've explored how the Yurok tribe reclaimed their land, what they're planning, and why it matters far beyond the Klamath River.
It's a story of persistence, partnership, and the impact of Indigenous stewardship on real ecological and cultural change.
Thanks for listening. This episode was supported by mynews.studio. You can try it out for free.